Good morning. It is Tuesday. It is the 4th of August. We're already 4 days into August. I was in the yard this morning. I need to go cut the back part of my grass, and I'm like lollygagging. I can only do bits and pieces in my yard. I can't do like I used to do, and especially with the heat in my back. But I don't want to moan and groan and complain. Let me move you over here a little bit, because I'm going to move my microphone. I bought a new apparatus, and I keep seeing more and more tripods in my TikTok feed. Please stop. I have 4 already, but I'm like, maybe I need one more. Maybe I need one more apparatus. I'm still trying to go get that Rebel Canon camera at the pawn shop, and there's no money in the budget. None. People, my Cash App, help a girl out so she can do her next big job that's in the works. $, Kitryn Marie 17. It's my Cash App. $2, $5, $10. I'm not too proud to beg. I need this apparatus, the new camera, to do this next gig thing that's coming along. Let me get situated. I'm not in as much pain as I was, and if you saw my short on my YouTube, below or wherever it is that on your feed, I have a nice little situation rigged in my pool that takes the pressure off that disc. But let me get situated, because I'm going to show you the apparatus I bought. I think I can do this. It doesn't hurt as bad today. If I move the wrong way, though, I can feel it slip. This morning, I could feel it kind of go back in place. I happened to go twist, and my spine went pop, pop, pop 3 times, and I'm like, oh my God, relief. Do you know that relief when your back pops like that when it's been out? I don't know how it shifts. I don't know what it does. But I purchased it looks like your typical flash drive, and I'm hoping it works. I have to take it to the kid next door who's in IT to see if I can get all of my videos off of my phone to put into the computer, and then get the other laptop all rigged up for this next job I'm going to be doing, this next gig, this next venture that I have planned. I'll know more in the next couple days, but I'm hoping that this is going to work. It comes with different adapters. I'm hoping it works. If not, I was sold snake oil, as somebody used to tell me. But I need to get all of these videos off of my camera before Google decides, that they want my firstborn. This has got to stop with this subscription nonsense. It just has to stop. I'm Kitryn Marie, reside in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm an artist, writer, speaker, life and business coach, teach a variety of art and communication classes, published author, blah, 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 blah. Yapping content. That is what I'm doing right now. Yapping content. I really hope that works. I'm hoping I am able to get all of those videos, because I gotta get them off the phone. And then I gotta work on getting a new phone. I'm hoping wherever I will be next, they will provide a phone, and then I can just have my personal phone and then a phone for business, because it's really how it should be. But this is my first week of being unemployed. Although I have my banquet gig and I have my liquor demo gig, I'm not really unemployed. I'm just not steadily at one place. And I don't want to hash out a bunch of things. And for those of you that might be sitting back going, why would you leave? Why would you do that? Well, when it came down to it, my income was down $1,000 a month. Now, anybody in their right mind knows you do not stay in an environment when they have changed the pay structure in order to make life work for them But in the meantime, the employee severely suffers. So, looking at my financials over the last 6 months, not being able to make all of my bills, working on a $7.50 an hour job, and having somebody else change that pay structure, I was fucked. And at 65, I don't share my money with anybody unless I have a person in my world. Then you combine things and you do things together. And it pisses me off because last year I made money. Last year I was ahead of the game. Last year I was ahead of the game. And with one person's poorly bad decision, it screwed up a bunch of things. So here I sit. I had a meeting yesterday. It got canceled. I'm sure that will take place at another point in time. Things are all up in the air. Juggling. Balls in the air. You know what that's like? Do you know what that's like? The grass doesn't grow under my feet. And I was thinking back, prior to COVID, and especially in my younger days, I never went a month. No, way back when I was young, I had money, and I could kind of pick and choose where I wanted to work, and that was only because of a small inheritance that I had received. And then I played the stock market and had some mutual funds, and the stocks split, and I made money way back in the day. I had that cush. I don't have that anymore. I wish I did. I was looking at what my 401k is from this last restaurant, $600. I'm going to pretend like it doesn't even exist. It can collect that 0.5% interest, and it can just sit there. I don't care. I'll figure something out. But I remember back in the day, I did not have to wait very long before someone said, "Oh my God, what are you doing? Will you come work for me? Will you come work with me?" Now, will I go back into food and beverage? I might, on another level. And I always say never, but I will never wait tables again. I never want to be on a restaurant floor. This last entity ruined it. It ruined it. And once you were so burnt out in an industry and it makes you sick, it was to the point when I left on Thursday, it being my last day, the relief that came from me walking out that door, knowing in that role I was never going to have to walk into that building again. Now, mind you, there were plenty on the other side of the building that I absolutely adored. Went out of my way to make sure their lives were comfortable and happy, and I was bringing some source of, hope and entertainment and silliness to them. Because the conditions on the other side with the heat and production and so on and so forth, those humans I will miss. Some of the other humans I will not. I've never in my life known so many stank people. People who did not know how to dress up. And I don't like to talk bad about people. I don't. Everybody's got their own thing that they're going through. But when you are working with other people who just have nothing but a stank face, it makes it difficult to work in an environment when you know that's not who you are, that's not how your vibe is, that is not how you align with your position and your personality. But anyway, here we sit Tuesday morning. Was going down a bunch of rabbit holes on a bunch of different things. Your person, your partner, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever it is that you were with, how do they dress? Now, mind you, I'm in some silly outfit because I don't know what I got to do today. I need to go work in that yard. I don't know if that's going to go happen. I might go have dinner at my friend's house tonight. She's been texting, "Hey, what are you doing? You want to come over?" I haven't seen her, so I don't think since April. Need to go to the produce store. I need to go pick up some meat, so I've got some, dinner things in the refrigerator. But how does your person dress? Do they wear the same thing over and over again? And in their job, do they have to wear a uniform? Think about it. Do they have to wear a uniform? The restaurant I just left, we had restaurant t-shirts. Rarely did I wear them. Rarely. If there was an event or something and I needed to, I would. Because I totally rebuke that whole, wear a uniform thing. That takes away from individuality and my creativeness. And of course, you all know I don't conform. But does your person wear a uniform? Fireman, policeman, military, factory. I don't know. What else would wear a uniform? The zoo, Grant's Farm, some animal facility, doctors, nurses wear a uniform. When it comes to their clothes outside of their working environment, do they wear the same type pants? Same kind of shirt? What is their style? And what does it say? What does it say about when they dress up, clean up, wear everyday clothes? What does it say about who they are as an individual? As I was going down this whole rabbit hole, because right now with this new gig that I'm, pretty much kind of banking on, I need some dressier clothes. And I had been looking for a pair of really nice camo pants, not cargo camo, but just some nice camo. And then where I could wear a little bit of heels, which I think will be funny. I haven't worn heels in I don't know how many years. And then do a scoop black, either, t-shirt, kind of dressier, knit, or long sleeve to go with the camo and some black heels. And I was thinking my dress style. I like to be trendy. I like things that are pretty much form-fitting. Rarely will you see me in any kind of a midriff, and not at this age, not at this point, and especially since my back is out and I got that little bit of pooch going on that I don't like, that I'm working on, because while I am home right now, I am working a little bit on my weight, watching what I'm eating, trying to stretch the best I can. But how you dress very much says how you want to participate in this life, and how you pick and choose a wardrobe that says a lot about who you are as a person. Did you know, here's a little bit of a psychology tip, did you know that avoidance, people who look like they're antisocial, where they don't want to participate in outside activities, they will have their own routine and they will go and they will do things, but avoidants pretty much don't want to participate in anything in life. They're that humdrum, always looking like they're either angry or sad or depressed or woe is me and victimhood. Avoidance will wear the same thing over and over and over. One, because they don't have to make a decision. Two, they don't have to go out of their way to kind of think about how they want to wear something different in order to align with whatever it is they are going to. And three, they are so stuck in their comfort zone that they never want to wear anything else. They wear the same things over and over and over again. I like color. I like patterns. You'll never really see me in the same thing twice, especially if I'm working outside. You'll never see me in the same thing twice within a month's time. Some women have those capsule wardrobes where they pick and choose. They've got black shirts and khaki black shirts, khaki skirt, pants, so on and so forth. And they'll have a print that they'll wear with a solid. They mix and match. But what kind of person are you that you will wear the same theme, the same color, the same type logos, the same type pants? Now, mind you, we all wear jeans, blue jeans, black jeans, brown jeans, khakis. You know, it's that solid staple that goes with everything. But think about what your person does for a living. Think about how they grew up. Think about the patterns that they have been stuck in all of their life. They don't want to make a decision. They don't really care how they look. They have this ongoing theme in their head that they can't break out of. Think about it. I never thought of anything like that up until I have been looking for this outfit that I'm trying to put together for this next thing. Think about what your person does for a living, and think about how they dress outside of their job. If they wear a uniform, how do they dress? How important is style to them? Now, you know, as we get older, we don't go out as much. We don't mix and mingle unless you were just a social butterfly and you can't sit still. And, you know, you don't like your home environment. You don't like your own thoughts in your head. You don't know how to converse. You don't know how to have friends. But if you're, you know, a social butterfly and you're going out, what does your clothes say about your image, and what does it say mentally about who you are? My sister was always notorious for wearing black. That was her comfort piece. And I know a lot of women do the same thing. You know, black is slimming. Black is very flattering. And again, I'm a colorful person. I like to wear colors, because that just matches my creativeness. But for a while, some color was almost too loud. It was almost too much for my brain to and it goes back to, I'm going to change the subject here a second. When I was a little kid going to a Catholic school, there was this peachy pink that I hated because the walls in the bathrooms were that color. There was this muted seafoam green, colors that you associate with something traumatic in your life. Not that the school in itself was a bad environment, but because there were so many bad things going on in my home life, when I would go to school in order, you know, wanting some peace, colors started to nauseate me. And I know over the last 6 months, there were some colors that were just too loud that were hurting my brain. And I found that to be very odd, because I like color, but kind of calming my mind and calming my brain and kind of getting rid of a lot of colorful things, because you can have too many patterns in your life, in your home, visual patterns that will disturb you like you cannot imagine. So what's the color that bothers you? What is the one color that you cannot stand? When I was a little kid, I loved the color, always have loved the color purple. Not a big lavender or lilac fan. You know, I like the eggplant and the plum and the royal purple kind of colors. My grandma did not like purple at all. At all. And I'd say I want this purple dress or this purple shirt. And there was one dress I think I had as a kid. It was an deep eggplant purple, and it was velvet. And of course, you know, those of us that were Donny Osmond fans, purple was Donny Osmond's favorite color, which is, thinking back now, you know, when Tiger Beat magazine and Teen and all the magazines, and they interviewed all those stars. So purple was like, well, if Donny Osmond liked it, I liked it too. But my grandma always said, you don't wear purple. And I'd say, why? And she'd say, because that's what they used to bury people in. When they would have wakes, they would put them in purple clothes. Do you know that story? Do you have a grandmother or a great-grandmother or somebody in your family that despised a color because of something that was surrounded by them in their environment? My grandma did not like purple at all. Did not like the color purple. No, it's a good movie if you ever saw that movie. But I think about that a lot. Red is a power color. Orange is an aggressive, building confidence. I love orange. Love the color orange. I think I must have 4 or 5 dresses, outfits in orange. Love the color shrimp because I am a water sign, and anything with beach themes. I like turquoise, but I'm kind of opposed to that muted seafoam green. So think about what you wear. Think about how it aligns with your personality. Think about the job that you do. Do you have to wear a uniform? And then outside of your job, how do you dress? There's a whole psychological factor to all of that. Think about that and let me know. I really want to know on this one, because I've seen how people dress outside of their job, outside of their careers, and I see how that familiarity stuck in a time that no longer exists really plays into a person's psyche. On a next note, all that traveling that my person and I did, we went to some really, really, really good places, and I miss that. I miss him on most days, but I miss that traveling and that adventure and those experiences. And since I now have a Printify shop, I have been able to take a lot of my photography, which I'm working on, and my favorite places that I have gone, and now you are able to get collection pieces of my photography on canvas in my Printify shop, kitryn-marie.printify.me. A large canvas you can get for $53.99. You can get a variety of different sizes to go for your wall, your office. All theme based. One is a cemetery picture. If you like that haunting kind of longing for when we were in Savannah, Georgia. There will be some more of those canvases available with my photography over the next couple weeks. There's a glitch in the site right now where I can't maneuver on my page to get everything in a consecutive order. The other 3 canvases are beach photos. So many of us love the beach. So many of us are called to the beach. So many of us decorate our homes, with a beach theme. So I'd really like you to go over and look at all of those prints that are up there. Also, I have some Halloween things, which I normally don't do. But I thought, here we are, August. I know we're all looking forward to, cooler temps. A lot of people decorate for Halloween just like a lot of us do for Christmas. So there are 2 Halloween themed items over there. There's a coffee mug if you're looking for, a gift. There's a doormat that you can use for anywhere in your house, in your kitchen, your back door, your outdoor. And then I've added some more theme things with the prints that I've come up with in my art. But I've been on here now 25 minutes. I'm not going to stay on here real long. I'm trying to figure out what I am going to do today. Might just run over to the produce store, grocery store, do the things. do the things that I need to do. But if you're interested in donating, so I can get that new camera, again, my Cash App is $Kitryn Marie 17. Any little bit will help because I really, really need that new camera. I want to be able to use my small rig on it so when I'm doing the photography I can do video. Because then I'm going to get all the videos. You'll hear me over the next couple weeks talk about a few new products. Use this flash drive. Ask the kid next door if he can show me how to do it. But I am Kitryn Marie, an artist, a writer, a speaker, life and business coach, reside in St. Louis, Missouri, teach a variety of art and communication classes, published author, When He Had Her, available on Amazon. For today, for tomorrow, be happy, be blessed, be thankful for everything. Remember, fate turns on a dime, and it is up to you to decide what side of the coin you want to be on. If you're interested in any of my art classes, teaching you how to write a book, business coaching classes, how to start the side hustle, putting a vision board together based in life coaching, and of course, as always, teaching you how to paint with acrylics, watching the paint dry, some fun 4-hour classes with all of your friends. Must have a group of 11 minimum. I bring all the supplies. Flip the coin. Fate turns on a dime. It's up to you to decide what side of the coin you want to be on. Y'all take care, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.